Right.
Oh,
5,
there you go.
4, 3, 2, 1. Hit the button, Rihanna.
It's already clicked. We're all recording.
Oh, right. And welcome everybody to Flying with Angels. Today we've got a very special guest, Jenny Satori Davies, owner and creator of IntuiTalks and so much more as well. And it's wonderful to meet you on the 14th of June. I'm going to put you over to Rihanna, our other host. We have two hosts on this show. With this show, Flying with Angels, the angels say, buy one, you get one free. So I'm going to pass you over to Rihanna, who's going to step forward now with the blessing.
Hello, thank you, Linz. Thank you, everybody. For those that have watched and heard and seen our show and been here live before, you'll be aware how special this blessing is to us both. Came via Nick Nash, who's a wonderful, was the CEO of Kathy's Distant Echoes, and it's been shared by Linz and myself, and it means so much to us. It's the Lord's Prayer, which is translated into Aramaic, into English, via the Nazarene. There's different versions, but this is the Nazarene, and it's really beautiful. So I'd like to start, people. O thou from whom the breath of life comes, who fills all realms with sound, light, and vibration. May your light be experienced in our utmost holiest. Your heavenly domain approaches. Let your will come true in the universe. Give us wisdom for our daily need and detach the fetters and faults that bind us. Let us not be lost in superficial things. But let us be freed from that which keeps us from our true purpose. From you comes the all-working will, the lively strength to act, the song that beautifies all and renews itself from age to age, sealed in trust, faith, gratitude, truth, and love. As it is spoken, so it is. A reminder to you, and I did find this on Facebook, and I think it's beautiful, means a lot. A reminder that you are a beautiful, magnificent, multi-dimensional being whose sole purpose is to expand into love and to be love, as it is who you are. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you very much, Rihanna. Thank you very much. And before we go any further, I'd like to bring on Jenny Satori. Now, this is a totally guided show. Now, I was going to write questions down, and I didn't. I don't know if Rihanna has written any questions down for Jenny. Have you, Rihanna? No. So this is going to be a on your toes, Jenny. Jenny doesn't want to come onto video, which we respect her decision to do that. I would just like to say, Jenny, I've got so many people that eventually come onto video. Are you sure? It's so simple. We can show you how to do it.
I was quite tempted, actually, but then there's so much pollen here today, and I have these circles under my eyes. I said, no, maybe another time. I promise I'll do it again with you, and I'll get on the video, but not
that
today.
would be lovely. I mean, I'm going bald, and you can see it, the position of my camera, and it's really annoying me. And today, it's sort of gone like the Addams Family, you know, where they got those two bits where the hair goes up. Yeah. Before I go any further, I'd just like to ask, is there anybody else that would like to come on video? Becky, do you want to join us? And Shelby, would you like to join us on video as well? And welcome guests. If you sign up to an IntuiTalks account, you can come into the chat room with your name and join in the friendly folk in the chat room. But it's very nice that you've come to join us today. So Becky normally comes and joins us, and Simon Swain will probably be here in a moment. So who's going to go first with a Hi Becky. Hi Becky. Who's going to go first with a question?
Hello, Becky. Right. Oh dear, there is such a lot I could ask Jenny. But I think what I'll do, Jenny, darling, is because we were talking before the show started, binding some time, and we were reminiscing how it must have been over 10 years that we first actually linked together.
Yes.
And that was on a gentleman's show on Blog Talk Radio. This is before Catharsis and Echoes. It was Michael Long, who recently passed away, and I remember you doing some beautiful readings there. And I just think your life has evolved, and it's absolutely fantastic. Perhaps you'd like to share little bits of those times and how it's moved to where you are now.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow.
You can just brief, you don't have to be
No. It's great. Thank you. Actually, I found that network Blog Talk through a friend who his uncle owned Blog Talk, and he started working for Blog Talk Radio, and we were in a poetry community. And the guy started a poetry show on Blog Talk. And that's when I started going there. And then eventually I did my own poetry show, which was called Vent Radio Poetry. From there, I started to look around and I saw spiritual shows. And probably one of the only ones around back then was Kathy's Distant Echoes.
Yes.
And the Journey into the Light show. It was very few at that time.
Yes.
And I was so jazzed because back then, it wasn't like it is right now, where everybody seems to be awakening or coming out of the spiritual closet, for lack of a better word.
Yes.
It was exciting, and I have been doing this stuff. I didn't even know, like years later, you go and you read books and you go, oh my gosh, there's a name for that. And other people have done this too, but when I got to the radio shows about spirituality, I was very pleased, and I was eager to share what I know and listen to others and let them share and enlighten me too. So I just met the guy. I met Michael Long just through listening, and I started to produce his shows for him. And I did a lot of behind the scenes stuff, but I'm kind of a shy person, and I think that a lot of people don't get that about me at first, but I tend to be just pretty shy if I don't know people. And then as you know me, I won't shut up. I'm that kind of a person. But he said, well, why don't you come and do readings on my show? And I was like, at first I think I turned him down, and I went ahead and did I did a show by myself with, I don't know if you guys know Deb Schiller.
Yes.
She also recently passed. Yeah, she recently passed too. So her and I did a mediumship show together, and we talked about energy and protecting our energy, and we would do readings, and it was and I just started to meet so many excellent people.
Yes.
Then we shared from different show to show, and I met this guy. He was called the Reluctant Psychic back in the day, and we all used to kind of hop shows from one to the other. It was so much fun. But the evolution, I guess, the what happened with me is I have always been very close to spirit, and I find spirit and anything that entails to be very sacred. And
Yes.
when you start getting phone calls about what color should I wear, tomorrow? Thank you. Thank you. Becky's laughing.
Yeah, I've gotten those calls too. What color eyeshadow should I wear?
Then you start to question. And what I started to do was just kind of pull away and pull away. I wanted to work more not on just readings, but the self improvements and the discoveries that we can make about ourselves by going within. And the problem is they call some people, not all, but they would call in for their psychic readings, and I would find myself trying to guide them about using their own intuition and their own judgment.
Right.
And some of them would get angry because they wanted that definitive answer of yes or no. Should I leave my boyfriend and go to the next guy tomorrow? And so, but in all seriousness, it just got where I felt that spirit, it's an insult to spirit for me. This is only my personal feeling, but I just couldn't do that and be like my famous word is I'm not a parlor trick. Like it's not, oh, let's entertain, but and tell me what I'm going to do tomorrow. What am I going to eat? No, go to the Magic 8 Ball or whatever you want to do. And
it's like think for yourself. I'm not a fortune teller.
Right.
Give yourself
May
some
I just come in then and say, people don't realise the work that we've put into.
They do. No, they don't.
Learning to connect with spirit and to do readings. And they don't realise, do they? They just think it's, oh yeah, you just switch it on like that and spirit are just there. But it's not like that. And like you said, it is sacred, isn't it? But
space.
You do get people that don't understand and they just automatically think of their needs, like what shall I wear tomorrow, because that's what's been on their mind. But it's also a fact that that's where they are on their journey.
Yes, and that's okay, but that doesn't mean that I personally, that it's just my personal choice.
I love you, Jenny.
Right? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know, it's true.
And it's like, if it matters to them, it matters to me, but I don't necessarily have to entertain that. You know what I mean? Like, I that's just my personal choice. I'm like, well, what do you think? That's the kind of thing that I started doing, is more of a philosophical conversation. Well, what do you think? It's kind of like Socrates' method, just ask, when they ask a question, answer with another question and let them figure it out for themselves. There are some things, of course, getting in touch with lost loved ones, that's an entirely different thing. But then you do have people that they'll call and say, well, whoever's there, and does my grandpa know if I'm going to get a date next week? It's kind of, I'm sorry, but.
But then Kathy pointed out one time, one Christmas, with another host, that people around before Christmas and after Christmas, they get lonely and they'd like to know that they're going to meet someone. So you get a lot of people calling in and asking romantic questions. Am I going to meet my soulmate? Am I going to get a partner? And that's life in general, So you will get those sort of calls, and around Valentine's Day. I've put up a nice picture of. Are you on the computer as well, Jenny? Can you see the nice picture of Kathy and Tony? That's them in heaven. And Kathy loved hummingbirds, and the tulips is a sign of pure love. So I made that for Kathy. I did ask her
so pretty
and his partner if I could use it, and they said yes, and I can use whatever I use, because I put that onto that for Kathy. Well, she helped me make it. Doesn't she, Rihanna? She helps us a lot with the show. So anyway, before we go any further, I would just like to say, if anybody would like to call in and speak to Jenny. I can't. My cursor's not working very well for some reason. I don't know why. Rihanna, could you scroll up the page and
I'll
read
do
the?
it.
Can you
Don't
do
you
it?
worry.
Right. Jenny's going to give us the number for the show. So anybody that would like to call in and join us or just listen, please call. Oh, there it is. 631-353-4342 and enter 70017. We've got the magic numbers, haven't we, Brianna?
You
Pat on
do.
the back from God, and you're doing well, and you're supported in what you do. 000 is completion, and it's good numbers we got, Jenny.
Oh, I didn't even know that. You know, I did assign everybody their own numbers and I had no idea. Isn't that
Ah,
great? Oh, I love
it is.
that.
Oh, that is, yeah, that's very in the angel speak numbers, the ones that Doreen Virtue said that the angels said these numbers mean whatever. That's a very top-notch number. That's a very good number.
Excellent. Oh, yay.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it?
It's
So
great.
I was going to say, if we're going to sort of like evolve later on, just in case we are, and do readings, are you going to read the disclaimer?
oh yes, right. I'll just.
We forgot it last
Well,
week.
I'll tell you what. I've got a job. I can't get my things to move here, Jenny, and it comes
That
up to
doesn't sound.
select it, and I can't get it to move where I want it to
Um,
go. And
can
every
you?
time I do press one of the things, I get unmuted. So I
Okay.
just mute
The
myself
best
again.
thing, I did that for you because you had both of the sounds on. Can you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Oh, you're
muted
good.
now. But what happened was I'm just going to click on to upload a photo, and I get a different screen of the webcam, and I can't upload a photo. But when I click on the which way to go, sometimes that's not doing it now. It unmuted me.
Oh, that's
Okay.
very interesting. If you ever happen to freeze up, you're gonna refresh your screen. That's the best thing to do. You'll have to go back on your camera, but your phone is still there, so you're fine.
Oh
Jenny.
Oh,
right.
hello,
So
guest. Hi, guest.
yeah,
Jenny.
we got a guest as well. Um, where do I refresh? Is that
Jenny.
arrow now?
That's on your browser, so it would be if you're on Chrome at the top left, you see that circle arrow thing.
Yeah. All
Mm-hmm.
right.
That you'll refresh the entire page, so you would come back in on you'd have to do your video
Oh, so
again. But
I have to go
Jenny.
out and come in again.
I'm just saying if your page is frozen, that's the best thing to do if that happens.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's working. It's just I can't get these pictures to work.
Oh
And look,
no.
I've just clicked on Kathy's picture, another cat, and it unmuted me. I've just muted myself again. This is what's
Okay.
happening, you see. Right.
Well, yeah.
The disclaimer, Rihanna, is down to you. I can remember it. Can you read it?
I can't remember it, Linz.
Right.
Hang on. I'll find the photo for you if
It's
you want. I'll go
on this
ahead.
slideshow, it's number 3. Number 3 or 4. It's after the Lord's Prayer.
Oh, okay. Hold on, because I didn't realize it was a slideshow. Oh, goody. That's
That's
even
what I'm having.
better.
I can't.
There you go. No,
No,
that's the no
next one.
Next one.
Next
No.
one. There we are.
disclaimer. There you go.
That's what I can't make to work, Jenny. It's not working for me.
Okay. Well, I think the only thing you can do is refresh, and you'll probably be just fine after that. You'll
Right.
have,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll take myself off camera and I'll do that.
Can
And
you
I
Okay.
have another question. This is every show is a learning curve, everybody, not just for us, but for you. So when you have your IntuiTalks show, or if you come on like our Becky, if you have a problem, then you'll know what to do. You just get up and walk out like Becky just did. Anyway, I shall now read the disclaimer for everybody. This is the Flying with Angels card reading disclaimer. Readings on this show are for entertainment purposes only and does not replace advice from medical, legal or financial services. Whilst we endeavour to assist you, readings are not set in stone. Future events may be affected by your own actions or lack of actions and your own free will. Opinions of others in the chat room do not necessarily reflect the view of the hosts of the show. We reserve the right to remove a person from the chat room due to inappropriate behaviour. We simply ask that you are kind to one another and discuss things pertaining to the show and enjoy the show. You are welcome to post your own links in the chat room for the benefit of everyone. And that is written by me, Lindsay Harrison, host and founder of Flying with Angels. So, and I'd like to welcome our Cynthia. Hi, Cynthia. Cynthia has just come on and onto video camera, so that's nice. She's very good. Anyway, if anybody would like to speak to Jenny, just say in the chat room and I will unmute you. Or if I have a problem, Jenny will unmute you herself. All right. Hello, anybody there?
Yes.
Are you there, Rihanna?
Yes, I'm here, Linz.
Oh,
Can
so
you
you can all hear me, and Jenny can hear me.
I can hear you, Linz, but it's strange. You've still got on your video. I'm showing a mic that's scored through. So, but I am here.
That's right. No, that's scored through, Rihanna, because I am speaking as anonymous. You see anonymous in the chat room with a little speaker? That's me, because I've Skyped in, you see. And the dashboard, Kathy's Distant Echoes, that's me with the hosting. But for the sound, I have to mute it.
Oh, right.
Have you Skyped in?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I came into the...
Well, if you Skyped in, you would be anonymous too, you see, and you'd have to mute yourself, otherwise you get an echo. Anyway, I'm going to take it over to you, Rihanna, while I refresh and sort myself out, okay? But I won't take the Skype call off, I'll just refresh my page, all right?
I can...
Uh-oh.
Who's gone? Oh, well, Rihanna's gone. How did Rihanna go?
I thought you were going, Linz. What?
I was going and Rihanna's gone. Wow, this is fun, isn't it? I love this. Anyway, Becky and Cynthia, do you have a question or something you would like to ask Jenny? Hang on, I'll unmute Becky first. Oh, where are you? There you are. Right. My page isn't working. Becky, can you unmute yourself? There you go.
There she is.
I mean, this is jolly good, Jenny, because people can unmute themselves and mute themselves. It's brilliant, you know.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is Becky Gardner. She's going to ask you a question, Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Becca. I know Becca.
Today, everybody, we're talking to Jenny Davies, Jenny Satori Davies, who is the founder and creator of IntuiTalks. She's also a medium and she does rune readings. And she is a lovely person. She was on Blog Talk Radio for years. So over to you, Becky, then.
Thank you. My question, Jenny, is when we do shows and we want to play music, are you ever going to have it set up so that there's a file of, what do you call it? Copyright free and, yeah, I can't think of the other word. basically pod safe music that we can use?
No, that's a short answer. No, I mean, it would be up to the hosts what they play. I always urge people to play copywritten safe music. They would need to find whatever they want to play themselves. But, I do have plans to implement a way for people to play music on the actual IntuiTalks platform, but it's not available just yet.
Okay, yeah. No, it's hard to find any kind of music that's actually safe to use.
I know.
That's
I know.
anything anyone would want to listen to. And if you put songs in there that are not okay to use, they won't put it on iTunes. They won't put it on any of these other sites. So.
Yeah, no, I do run into that issue currently, especially with YouTube. All the shows now go onto YouTube, and if there's music on it, they will mute out the entire show if there is a copywritten issue. So it's really I it's hard to even go there with the sound with the music stuff because legally I'm not really allowed to allow that on the platform.
Can
So
I
go
say
ahead.
something?
Yeah.
I've got permission from 3 people, 3 artists, and to play their music. And I haven't. When it gets set up, I can go into this this platform thing that Rihanna gave me that Chris uses,
Right.
where whatever it's called, I can't remember what it's called now.
Voice
Well,
meter.
when I was going, voice meter. Well, it was very complicated for me to set up, and I haven't been able to do it yet because my brain is like really struggling with it. But I wrote to a few people and got their permission to share their music, and one was Lucinda Drayton, who did Angels, the song 100,000 Angels. Lovely lady, and that's why I've been putting her video onto my show links with her links, is because I have permission to share her music, some of her music.
And that's fantastic.
And also there was there's another lady as well, Beth Nielsen, and she said as long as I mention her and heard what she's doing, then the same again. We can use their music, but I haven't been able to set up Voice Meter yet because I find it quite difficult to do so. Sorry, everybody, I was just having a hot flush.
Oh no! A friend of mine I was talking to, she says she calls them tropical moments, and I found that hysterical.
Oh, I like that. I like that. You're quite young, Jenny, aren't you?
I don't think so. I mean,
I was going to say.
I'm 42. I'm 42.
Oh, are you? I thought you was in your 20s.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're really, really good to be doing this in your 20s, setting all this up and doing this and that. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, but I like that tropical moment.
Really funny, really funny. But the thing is, Linz, if you have permission, then you're fine. And the thing is, if you were ever contacted, that's the problem. We'll at any moment on any platform, including Blog Talk, there's a lot of people that play all this music.
This is why we first
any
started
day.
doing it, because it came in on Blog Talk and Kathy was concerned about it. So we started then we had the people that had given us permission, which were people like Randy Wilcox and I don't know if you know
you'd be
Randy
fine.
Wilcox.
You would be more than fine.
We started with them, and then there was Amina, and she is a musician, and she gave us, she said you can play our music. And on one show, she sent me some music as a gift, and I think I have still got it. And so we sort of set Kathy up with some music that we got permission to share with people. But when we came over to IntuiTalks, and you said you might get the music there, and I found that I didn't have the permission forms. Kathy did, because whenever we got the permission, I passed it over to Kathy, and Kathy had it on Kathy's Distant Echoes on Blog Talk, on her file, and of course that all was shut down without anything being passed over because Kathy run it all. So I had to sort of. The only one I knew I had for sure, and I asked again, was for Randy and Will Marcy, and they do some lovely music. And so then I also asked Lucinda Drayton and Beth Nielsen. I think it was Beth Nielsen. But they were so nice about it, and they said as long as you kept it to That's Our Music, they were happy to do it, to put their website to their music and say it was, just give them a shout out. They were happy to do it. So you can always contact people, Becky.
Yeah, I have permission from Randy and Marcy, but that's it.
Yeah. Other than that, we just sing, don't we, Rihanna? Right, Rihanna, you're back again, aren't you? Have you got
muted.
sound?
She's muted.
Unmute yourself, Rihanna. There. Hello?
Oh, right. I was going to say that when you were talking about music, Linz, I've been doing an awful lot of clearing of my emails and things going back over the years.
Yeah.
You'll be pleased to know, I'll have to locate it sometime and I'll send it to you. I found an email that I sent to Kathy, and I think it came to you as well, a copy, from Ryan Inglis, giving us permission to use.
Oh, thank goodness for that, because I was going to write to him again, and it was so complicated to get hold of him.
Oh, no, he's living in Germany now, you see, and he travels all over the place. He's on tour in Germany soon.
Yeah.
But,
so have you still got that permission?
Yes, I've got an email somewhere in my old files. When I've got a sec, I'll take a look and send it to you.
Yeah. Because Kathy liked his music, didn't she?
Well, his journey, honestly, for raising the funds for those children abroad and going out there and teaching them music is quite incredible.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Would you like to explain to Jenny about that and everybody?
Oh, goodness. There's a friend of mine that I got through with my daughter. He was only ever such a young lad at the time, about 16, and he would turn up with just his little acoustic guitar, even with a cab, and go out to the boot of the cab and get out his acoustic guitar. I watched him grow, and he worked hard, and he went to college, and he ended up teaching in different places and doing different gigs everywhere. And his life changed all of a sudden. He was doing it, working 24/7, and then that was it. He decided that he wanted to give back. So although he was receiving money and given to his music, and he was dedicated to his music because he writes all his own stuff, he started to go abroad and do in Europe and do a walk round. And I think he had a list of 100 to do things on his list, and he ended up the story that Kathy and I were interested in. He ended up going. Oh, I can't remember now where it was.
Haiti.
Nepal or Haiti or somewhere. And
it was when Haiti had all that.
Yes.
I don't know, hurricanes or
charity. He got involved with this charity, and
they lost everything in Haiti. Was that a hurricanes?
Don't know. Anyway,
I believe so. Yeah.
He went out and in Nepal, because Nepal was dead to my heart. It was when it all happened in Nepal, and he went off to Nepal, and he was teaching these children drums and guitars and music. There was videos of it on his Facebook, and
I thought he went to Haiti to help rebuild.
To Nepalese as well. Did a terrific amount in Nepal. So yeah, he's moved to Germany. because he
hang on a minute. While he was out there and he was helping there, he helped to build some music rooms for children. Yes. So that the children could learn to play instruments. And that playing the instruments and that helped them get over the disaster.
Yes. Also, he raised funds for them to feed them for a year and things like that, because they lost a lot.
Wow.
He went out there and did the work as well. But he's also toured. He started off touring Europe to earn money, because he missed out on a showcase that my daughter and her partner were doing, because he went off just like that and he went abroad, and it was like, oh, okay, he's gone. But fantastic young man. He's since toured Europe and he's been doing all this charity work, and he's met like the love of his life. I think she's an Australian lass who's in Germany, and he's up to do a tour in Germany soon, so he's loving it, and he's still writing his own material and that sort of thing. But yes, but it's like his persona in life has changed. He has a depth with him, whereas before he was working, earning the money, and working and earning the money. It's done with the I always thought he'd got his soul was singing anyway. Such a lovely lad. But yes, he's turned a corner and he's doing all sorts of things. But he's touring Germany soon.
He must be about 30 now, isn't he?
Oh yes, he must be probably a little bit about the same age, or a little bit younger than Becky. Becky's 32, so he must be minimum of, I would think, 29, 30 easily.
Wow.
He's a little bit younger than Becky, 18, 22.
Isn't it interesting how one thing turns into so many other things? Like one thing could change an entire person's life, just one little choice, or
one thing happens, when I say might be dark side of the soul, or because that's usually when it happens, and then something just flips the coin, doesn't it?
Is that a cat or a dog? I'm sorry. Oh.
Introduce us, Becca.
Can you say hi?
Hello, Debbie.
Hi, Luna.
Luna, pretty name.
Cute, Luna.
She's a little chihuahua, a miniature chihuahua.
She's gorgeous. How cute.
She was actually the runt, so they really consider her a teacup.
Aw, beautiful.
Stins again from picture.
I think she waved. Is she refreshing her page?
Yeah, I've refreshed my page.
Okay. This is fun. I like how very what's the word? It's improvisate. We just kind of improvise as we go, right? This is fun.
Yeah, it's very relaxed.
It's relaxing, natural.
Yes. I appreciate that. It's just a conversation with friends, type of thing. I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, we started calling, when we haven't got a guest, we call it Kathy's Cafe.
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 Kathy's Cafe. It's like a cafe,
So it's okay for me to drink coffee then.
I had a ton before the show. I should be jumping up and down, but I'm not. That's good. That's good.
Coffee don't suit no more.
I saw a phone call on the switchboard, but they must have gotten shy or changed their mind. I'm not going to say who, because I have a feeling I knew, but anyway, never mind.
Anyway, Becca, are you going to ask Jenny some questions?
I did.
She asked me about sound.
That was when I lost everything, because I suddenly lost everything.
Hello, Linz.
It's all right. I'm doing the audio test. I'm not sure if I can hear myself. Hello.
Oh, she's coming back in.
So
okay.
That'd be all right. Then I'll just put yes. It's 2 and my thing's gone round now.
So.
Got different layout. I just got to sort my layout out, everybody, and then I shall be back.
And how are you, Cynthia? It's nice to see you.
I'm doing great, thank you.
Oh, there she is.
My
Yay.
dog is not. My dog developed some new health issues this week, this last week or so, and but I'm doing fine, thank goodness. And Richard and I are going to go off to visit his daughter tomorrow for the weekend. So we're excited about that.
You're going tomorrow?
What, sweetie?
Did you say?
Early in the morning.
And how long will you have to travel?
It's a 4-hour drive. It's in Mississippi, but it's northern Mississippi. We're in southern Mississippi.
Oh, how lovely. Oh, I hope you're going to have a good time. How long are you staying for?
Oh, we're staying 2 nights and 3 days.
Lovely. Fabulous.
It will be a lot of fun. They have a lot of wonderful food and music up there.
Gorgeous. Bet you will have a good time.
Yeah, we will.
I've got in 4 weeks' time, I think it is 4 weeks, 13th, 14th, and 15th of July. Going to be exhibiting doing readings at a great big festival here in the southwest. It's one of the other biggest ones in the country. Last year we had 6,000 to 8,000 plus visitors. So it's the 10th anniversary this year. It's called a Healing Weekend. It's fantastic. A big celebration is going to be taking place as well. Ian and I, we both get involved. So.
Sorry. Hello. Is anybody getting an echo?
No.
No.
All right. Okay. It's just me.
Oh.
Linz, you have to cancel your sound on the IntuiTalks platform. There's a big red square in the center at the top of your screen. You click that and you won't hear echo.
Right, but can you
there you go.
hear me?
No, because we hear you. You're on Skype. You don't need the sound there. See?
Yeah.
Yay! And there are people, they don't know that anybody's in chat. If you guys go above the chat room and you see the options tab, you can see a list of the folks inside this chat room.
If you go to options, you can see who's in chat. And I'll just give everybody a shout out. We've got our wonderful, thank you ever so much everybody for coming. It's lovely that you're here. We always have a fun and informative show. Today our guest is the wonderful founder of IntuiTalks, who's only 20. Amazing. Who's that with a
That's me with the I have my window open in my office here, yeah. And the choo-choo's coming by.
From New York with her own special effects.
Sorry, I will mute until it passes.
No, don't worry about it. I've got my windows open because it's so hot.
I happen to love that sound, though. It's a weird thing. It's very cool to me.
Yeah, but that's probably because it's connected to where you live, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
I'd like to give everybody a shout out. And today we have at the moment Angela Birds in Canada. Thank you very much, Angela. It's wonderful that you could come here and join us today. We do enjoy it. And we've got Becky Gardner in America. Not sure where you are, Becky.
Me either.
Somewhere in the higher realms. No. You have told me
New
where
Hampshire.
you live, New Hampshire. And then we've got Kathy's Distant Echoes, which is me, Lindsay Harrison, the host, right? And I'm in near Southampton in England. Then we've got a lovely lady, Gabby Gryphon, Griffin. Is that Griffin? Is that yeah? If you'd like to chat, if you'd like to put it in the chat room, I'll let everybody know where you're from. Then we've got a guest, and I saw the guest was chatting in the chat room, so that was good. Then we've got somebody called Jenny Satori Davies. I haven't got a clue who she is. Then we got our
Nobody does.
wonderful, Rihanna George, who is in Bristol in England. And then we've got Shelby. How do you say that?
Aesthetic, I believe. Shelby is an excellent medium herself. She's an excellent person. And
Yeah,
Gabby is from Florida. She's a good friend of mine, and she makes awesome decorative pieces as well. Just saying.
oh,
But
that's nice.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's some
I've
fine folks
heard
in
of
here.
Shelby, and I've probably met her on Chris's show or something, or a Blog Talk Radio show. So welcome. It's lovely that you came, and nice you came, Gabby. You know, you're a long way from Jenny, but I'm a long way from Rihanna, and Rihanna's disappeared again. Perhaps she's um, uh, refreshing as well. Yeah.
We're all refreshing in a way, aren't we? No.
Yeah. Yes, Simon's not here today yet. Simon in Reading, he normally comes on and joins us, and he's been with Kathy's Distant Echoes for a long time, and yeah, so that's.
Oh, it's
But he
beautiful in
might pop in. It
October.
all depends what he's doing. I'd love to live next door to Jenny for maybe the month of October only.
Because the
Oh,
weather
that's
is
Halloween, is it?
so beautiful in October. The changing of the leaves. I live up in the mountains. People here in New York, and they
I
think
thought you
that
I thought you
no.
lived in New York.
Well, I originally come from the city, but I moved up to the Adirondack Mountains, which is
How lovely.
upstate. And yeah, when you hear New York, sometimes people think it's just, the busy city. What you heard in the background was our little freight train. It's not even
Yeah, I
a,
guessed it was a
yeah.
train.
It,
So where you live is New York a region then?
it's a state, and
Oh,
the
good,
most,
because I always think of it as just a big
It's a
city.
state and a city.
that's right. Thank you, Cynthia.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you, Cynthia. Oh, I
yeah.
better put me on camera again, hadn't I? Yes. And our lovely Cynthia, she comes from Mississippi, don't you,
Oh,
Cynthia? And Cynthia comes from Mississippi, and is lovely.
Mississ. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, what Wotton? Oh, Wetton, Wesson, Wessex,
Wesson. Yes, but I'm not
Wesson.
from Mississippi. I'm not a native, but Richard is.
She's Richard, her husband, is a native, but Cynthia lives there. When I said you're from there, what I meant is that's where you live at the moment. But Cynthia came
Right.
originally from another part of America. Where was that?
Washington, D.C. Washington,
Oh,
D.C., the nation's capital.
oh, right.
That's our
There we
version
go.
of London. Mississippi is not the most well-respected and liked state. so I'm not too eager to be known as from here, but I certainly live here and I love living here with Richard.
Yeah. Oh,
I've never heard a bad thing about Mississippi. I like it. It's beautiful. Definitely. I think I
Mississippi
went.
is beautiful and it has wonderful people and food and music, but it has the worst history of racial relations of pretty much the entire 50 states of the
Oh,
United
I
States.
see. Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
That's still there now. It hasn't moved on then, Cynthia.
The racial relations thing is so deep. It's very deep, but they've made a lot of strides.
Yeah.
That's a shame. That's really a shame.
Everybody, intermarriage and shared bloodlines. It makes everybody literally family. It's not as hard and fast distinctions anymore.
Very interesting.
Oh, that's interesting then. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if your grandchild is a quarter black or a half black, and you're white, are you likely to have a lot of attitude problems towards blacks? No, I mean, when your own children or grandchildren share that racial ancestry. No.
No, I suppose not. No, you wouldn't, would you? Cynthia, do you have a question at all for Jenny Satori? She is a medium, and she does.
No, I have a compliment. I have a compliment. I just want to congratulate her on making it happen. I think it's a wonderful communications achievement and gift, especially to intuitive and mystically oriented folks who need a way to connect with each other.
Oh, how beautiful.
Outside of Facebook.
You're right.
I'll be back.
Thank you, Cynthia. That's absolutely beautiful. I really appreciate you saying that. I mean,
well, I'm very grateful for what you do, and what you have done and accomplished.
Wow. Sometimes you don't know you need to hear something until you hear it. That's beautiful, and that's the thing. You never know, just by speaking your truth, what you can do for another person. And that was just beautiful. Thank you. That's what I wanted, is just a nice, safe place for everybody. And I couldn't ask for better people here. We have Linz and Rihanna here, of course, this show, and Chris from Curious Times, and Mama D, and Shelby and Renee. I mean, we've got some really wonderful shows here, and it's not a testament to me. It's a testament to people who want to communicate, like you said, just interact with like-minded people who want to share what they know. There's nothing like it. Sharing what you know with others. There's no wrong. There's just sharing. So thank you again. That was really, really sweet.
I think that was nice that Cynthia said that, and she's speaking for all of us. And yes, so there we are. I am.
Aw.
Now I've said that.
Are you having troubles, Linz? What are you doing?
I'm having trouble with mine, but it doesn't matter. It'll be all right for the next show, and we're still going. Whether it's because Rihanna's got better control. You haven't got me down as assistant host, have you?
No.
Co-host.
No, I certainly don't. Let me see.
Rihanna is muted. It looks like she's muted. She's got the mute.
Oh yeah, should we unmute Rihanna?
Oh my gosh.
Icon on her video.
He hasn't said a word. Oh, poor thing. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rihanna, we've unmuted
now she's unmuted.
Okay.
You can come out of the corner now.
It reminds me of my Italian family. I was always the most quiet one, and if you wanted to say something, you have to scream. So Rihanna, you should have screamed and threw your hands up in the air and said hello, hello.
She could have put her unmuted herself.
Every time I went to come in, twice, 3 times, I got out of the whole show, Jenny. So I had to refresh and get back in 2 or 3 times. Yeah, so I did lose everybody for a spell, and so I thought, right, I'll come back in now and I'll just sit and listen a little while, and then I thought, shall I Shall I put my webcam on? Oh yeah, come on, let's do it. So I was just sort of like sitting back and trying to catch up with the conversations as it was going along. So yeah, never mind. I'm here.
Yeah. I think it was all that beautiful bird talk in the beginning, which we didn't record actually. Before the show, Rihanna and I were talking about, like just the joy that the birds bring, and that often spirit plays a part in that. And boy, that was really something, you know?
Yeah, it's nice to have these conversations, and I find that the conversations that we have are all meant for, there's a meaning for it for each one of us and for everybody that listens. So, like you and Rihanna were talking about the birds, I'm very connected to the birds as well, but it might also
Oh,
mean something to somebody that listens to the archives, and or
yes.
it's in the chat room. I have I'm like a bird whisperer.
I didn't know that.
And I
Oh,
connect the angels and archangels and masters to different birds that I see out. And the robin signifies my dad as well, you know.
oh, wow.
Um, and
Very
it's,
much like that.
so and not only that, when you go out and you're in nature, there's always birds of some sort around, and
Yeah.
it's just, birds are just lovely, I think,
Linz, you were just saying that sometimes just in the archives, it means something to someone to hear. And I couldn't help but think that there's a lot of us that go out every day and they do not notice the birds. They're not looking, they're not listening. So maybe there's a message there for people. I mean, I think we're preaching to the choir. People are here pretty much like-minded in that regard. But, there's still some people that are just too busy in the hustle and bustle of everyday life to just stop. And I love that message, because, oh my gosh, I mean, me personally, when it's warm here, I take my shoes and my socks off and I go through the grass. It's an old thing, but it still works. You just put your bare feet in that grass and oh my gosh, all of your um, tension or whatever just goes away. It's amazing these small things that we can do uh,
Oh
that
yes,
change.
Shelby has written that she loves that, and
Oh, does
somebody
she
else
do
has
do
put.
you do that too, Shelby? It feels so, it's just an amazing thing, but I can feel the tension and the oh, yay. See, I'm not the only weirdo here, right? Yeah.
Look,
Uh-huh.
our weird is normal, Jenny.
Yes,
Feel at
that's
home,
right.
because our
That's
weird
right.
is normal.
It's funny, they've been saying about the grounding with the grass for, I think, at least 50 years. But I think what people tend to do at times is they'll tell people, even doing readings, you hear sometimes people saying, go ground in the grass. But I don't know if everybody necessarily does it, right? And I know I could tell Shelby does because she's really one cool chickie. But it's like sometimes we have to think about what we're saying to others because it's to ourselves too. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things, and especially if we keep telling people the same thing, it sometimes means that it's for us too. Have you guys found that with readings? If you
I
have
was,
the same message, go
oh
ahead.
yes, take it on board.
Yeah,
I,
right.
I was
Oh,
going to say, Jenny, yes, although I've only got the decking now, we had our garden landscaped because it wasn't really workable with a lawn. I mean, next door neighbours had theirs landscaped, but they've tried to put another lawn in. It's not working. I don't know if it's ground. But anyway, I go out on the decking now, but I've found I've had to be I was a little bit disappointed, although I've had sound healers and people here that actually study the ley lines, and they said that even in the house they can feel the energy, because I've got a pair of ley lines that cross.
Right. Wow.
2 ley lines across. So they said that here is very significant, but I can't go out when the grass is damp on just bare feet.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
I get really, I thought, oh, I would just love, it's like going out in the rain. I'd just love in the winter. I'd love to be able to do that, but physically, I'm not always able to. But yeah,
and in where I live in winter, it gets below 0, sometimes 10, 20 below 0 Fahrenheit, which is frozen, just totally. So there's nothing that you can do. You can't go out and put your feet, you get hypothermia or something. And Cynthia makes a really good point. There's other ways of grounding, of course, and food is really good. Really, I think that it's more useful than we think. And it's true, not everybody has grass nearby. So that's a very good point.
I mean, it was actually B and David that came on our show a couple of years ago. They're friends of mine. They go out and do gongs and sound and voice workshops.
That's awesome. That is amazing.
They came here. I think Carrie was over at the time, and they came here. I booked a private space with them, and they came here and did them. I've seen them out as well a couple of times.
Wow.
They actually came here and did it, and it was then she said to me straight away, because she likes to look into the ley lines, that there was definitely the energy from just as she walked into my lounge, grabbed her, straight away.
Wow.
So she said it's quite a really nice space.
So do you ground in your own house, like just in your bare feet in your house then, right? Just your.
Yes.
You know what? I really have to ask Cynthia, do you have a really large dog in spirit? Because every time I look over at you, I keep seeing like a German Shepherd.
Oh, that's my Sam.
You're kidding
me. Sam. I'm so excited.
Oh my God! I mean, we're
Sam
talking.
Was my beloved. Oh yeah, he was 110 pounds.
Oh my God! Because see, I'm not crazy today. Some days you just never know, but you got to put it out there. And I'm like, I keep looking at her, and I'm seeing this big, beautiful dog. And I'm going, and he's kind of like, hello.
Hi, Sam.
Oh, I feel like he's watching over your current dog. He was a
gray wolf German Shepherd mix. He's a wolf dog, but he was a mixture of wolf and German Shepherd.
Amazing. I feel like he's watching over your dog now. I don't know if you felt that recently, but I think when I first saw your German Shepherd, the wolf and German Shepherd mix is when you mentioned earlier about your current dog. I said, no, that's not what I'm seeing for your current dog, but I saw this girl, he was kind of like guarding. And so I wonder if the dog is aware of it.
Helping her.
Mm-hmm.
She has just this last week developed health issues. She had some minor things the last 2 years. She's shown signs of aging and diminishment, but just in this last week was a more dramatic development, which makes it clear that she may not have a whole lot of years left. So
yeah, I feel some joint pain and things like this, and that's pretty standard, but there's a comfort there. I really believe that, and I think when she does go, because all of us go, there's going to be that big beautiful dog waiting. That dog is waiting with an open heart and a cute little tongue hanging out. You know, this dog has character. I'm just saying, you know, like it's so cute.
He's personality plus.
Yes,
He was a
yes.
terrible watchdog. He tried to kiss everybody to death, you know. So.
Right. No, I keep getting this. It's kind of goofy. If I can do if dogs had a voice, it would be very goofy on him, like hello, hello, you know, just always happy and goofy. I can't explain it. It's horrible, but there you go.
What a gift. Thank you so much. That's a wonderful blessing for my day and my life.
Oh, you're
and
welcome.
And for Rose. Rose is my current dog who's entering a more advanced stage of health and aging.
I'm sending my love and healing energy to her. But she's got people there and doggies. You're welcome.
It's so synchronistic, Cynthia. When you were talking earlier to me about your doggy being poorly, I just picked up the crystal heaven cards, the larger ones that Lydia's brought me. I'm going, and one fell out, and it was sending prayers to heaven in music from Sound Dolphin.
Wow! So this is wonderful.
That is quite significant because it's like they're telling me that they're keeping an eye on your blessed Rose, your blessed dog, and that Jenny
Rose is a flower. Rose is the name of a flower. Rose is probably going to be going to heaven, you know, in the next couple years, maybe.
There you go.
Year or two, I figure. My sense is she'll make it through this year, but she might not make it through next year.
It's so special, isn't it, to know that.
But
that happened, and then Jenny came through with your other dog in spirit as well. So she's being
wonderful. Thank you so much, Rihanna. That is just a lot of spiritual love and insight here. I'm very grateful.
Blew me away, that.
Yes. Beautiful. I love it.
Interrupt you, Jenny, but oh my gosh.
Oh no. That's what we have to do here, don't we? I mean, we've got to put it out there, and that's the thing. You never, like today I said, I swear, you know, it's like I'm like, if I have the opportunity, I hope I give somebody a message that means something. And you never know, you know, you just say yes to something, you know, and then you go on and you don't know what difference that could make. I love it. I just, oh my gosh. Just full circle.
It's amazing the way our guides get us together, our guides and
I
angels.
know.
It's amazing. We all needed to hear something here today to take away from this show. And the message you gave to Cynthia was absolutely lovely, and that's given her a boost. And to know that her dog's being watched over by her past dog, and also by the angels, and that's just nice. And we've had some nice conversations today, haven't we? And look where Becky's question about the music, that could have gone on all afternoon.
I was hoping it wouldn't. No offense.
No, not that. Because we went in tandem. We said about the music, we said about the copyright, then we started talking about the singer that we knew that went to Nepal and helped the children in Haiti, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's
and then we went to the birds. And, yes. That's what I was thinking. Full circle was the word I was, you know, and I'm so happy. You know, thank you so much for inviting me on. I'm usually behind the scenes these days, and it's a treat, you know.
Well, it's been lovely to have you here, and you've helped us make it work. I'm not the quickest one to think of things out.
Oh no, you do fantastic.
Either, and then sometimes, like Becky will come on or Simon will come on, and they'll say, "Oh, do this and do that," and it's quite funny.
Well,
isn't it, Rihanna?
Remember one time I came in and I said, It's like a friend says, it's like herding cats.
Yes, I
You
do
know?
remember that. And I
It's
thought, shall I be offended? And I
no, no, no,
thought, no, I wasn't.
no.
I thought, shall I be offended? And I thought, no, because the reason why I wasn't offended at the time or afterwards was because I didn't really understand what you meant, and it wasn't until
Oh,
after the show that I worked it out what you meant.
isn't
And
that crazy?
that in
It,
itself made me laugh, you see.
oh, no,
And
and
I
that
thought,
happens. You know, it
oh,
through what that's why I really believe in speaking to a person like direct if we can. You know, this texting stuff is crazy because things come out of context so easily, I believe, you know, through text. You can't hear the tone, you can't, you know what I
no,
mean?
that's
And
right. It's
and
just
of
words.
course I was so in jest, I was just kidding, you know, but it maybe that's why I brought it up today because it's like, oh my gosh, you know, I would never say anything to insult you, you know. But
No, I
it's
know.
yeah.
I know. I realise it. Don't take offence. Please don't take offence.
Mm.
Take a gate. Have a gate.
No, yeah, right, right.
Yeah, no, it's just when you said that, and then I realised it must be like a joke that you have around around
IntuiTalks.
the
Yeah,
Intuit
itself.
talks when things
Yeah.
aren't quite going right. You say, oh, it's like herding cats.
Yes,
But
exactly. It's not you
I
or anybody's. It's me because I'm
it
kind
took
of like
me
the mama
about
bear here. I'm
it
like,
took me
oh,
about an hour for it to sink in, and then for
oh
me to
shoot.
realise what was meant. And then I laughed so much, I thought, oh, it was a waste of time, and it getting offended. It's giving me a good
Hey,
laugh.
that's a good
Well,
message too.
knocking
'Cause- and
up is open to confusion as well. The English phrase,
Knocking up.
"Oh, I'll knock you up." Well, in
oh,
America, that means I'll get you pregnant.
Oh yeah, we say, oh well, I'll knock you up a drink, or it means doing something. I'll knock you up a sandwich. You know,
oh, now
I'll
that
knock
that
you
can
up a
get
picture,
tricky.
Knock you
meaning
up
I'm
on,
going.
knock.
Yeah, I used that term when Cynthia was over here. Poor her and Richard, she didn't have a clue what we were talking about half the time
Right.
because our expressions. Cynthia had been over to England before, but Richard hadn't. But our expressions they're the same words, but they mean different things, you know. And it was quite funny, like knocking up. I said, "Oh, I'll knock you up a coffee or whatever," and Cynthia said, well, we don't see knock you up as that. We see it as getting somebody pregnant, you know.
So you were,
So,
in essence, you were going to get a cup of coffee pregnant, and that's pretty strange.
well, luckily, Cynthia and Richard are very nice people, and if they don't understand something, they'll ask you about it.
Right.
So they don't take an hour wondering about it and then getting it.
Funny. That's funny too, though, and I think it's a good message to us ladies because we do it. I know you're not the only one, Linz. Like you could take one word somebody said. We can all do this, and then just mull it over for. It could happen for a day or two. What was that? What was that supposed to? And that's the thing. Us women sometimes we just wonder too much and keep thinking and think. I've done it, you know, and I waste my time worried about this one thing, and it is a waste of time, you know, and
Yeah.
it's just we got to open our hearts, and you know
Clear
sometimes
the mind.
people, what's that, Rihanna?
Clear the mind and go to the
Yes,
higher
that's
self.
it,
Do
that's
you want
it,
to put
perfect.
your mic up a bit, Rihanna?
Rihanna, oh yeah,
Exactly. Is that better?
yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
much better.
Yeah. Yes, we all have to do that from time to time, and that's sort of like even do sort of in the morning. Think, oh, what have I got to do today? And your mind is chasing on. You've got to stop, take a deep
Mhm.
breath, and centre and say, okay, one thing at a time. I have to. I'm like a snail these days. I've slowed physically and mentally at times. I've slowed right up. So it's a case of being still and in the
Yes.
purpose of the now, and I have to do it. If not, I
We've
wouldn't
Yeah.
get
got
through the day.
we've got two speeds, Rihanna and I. Slow and stop, and
I like that.
you
I
know.
like that.
on the
I
Twitters.
on
No,
my
compared
off
to me,
days I do
Linda's
nothing.
hair.
Well,
Say that again, Rihanna.
I said, compared to me, you're the hair. I have a job to keep up with. It's quite
But
funny.
I have my
She
moments.
texted me a message.
I'm on a
I'm
go
still finishing the
slow
answer to
stop.
the first question, and she's got about 2 or 3 more, and I'm like, hang on a minute, Lynn, remember, I'm slow. Let me read back. She's
oh my gosh. That
Yeah,
would be
we
a good
actually like
show
that.
right there. You guys, you know.
You did say to me, gosh, that was quick when I replied. I wrote quite a few texts to you, and you were still answering
yes,
the first one, weren't you? And you
yes,
said, "Oh,
yes,
that was quick," but I'm getting the hang of it. But I think I did that one on the computer. If I'm typing on the computer, that can be quick. But if I'm using my mobile phone, I'm hopeless at it. And this predictive text
Oh
drives me
yeah.
up the wall.
yeah, that drives me.
And and I'm all fingers and thumbs with it. So,
Oh, me too
any
though. I can't type too fast on the mobile either. I don't like to text and I won't do it. You know, like maybe for a second and then I'm like either we speak or I can't do this anymore. You know, I
I, well, I have to do that to my daughter, otherwise I wouldn't hear a thing. Sometimes I don't even get response of a text, but very
Oh yeah.
rarely do I get a phone call. So it's the way the young people are these days, isn't it? Most of them, they're sort of like,
Yeah.
I've watched them sit in their cars at the supermarket. I mean, I've got my phone, don't get me wrong, and I like looking on it, and I'll probably, while I'm waiting for Ian, in a car park or something, I'll get my Facebook out and see if there's any messages and if there's anything cheery or if somebody needs a prayer. And I'll see the lady or the gent got straight into their car after being in the shop, and they're on the phone, and it's like the two thumbs, and I've never seen them go so quick in all my life. They're doing,
I know.
I'm like, just watching their thumbs was making me dizzy.
I know. It's
Because
crazy. It's
even on,
like when I was a kid, oh my God, we just met each other at the corner, you know, and we hung out. I mean, that's what we didn't sit there and text all day.
yeah,
It's bad.
I was going to say yes, and I also found, I mean, even going back to all those years ago with the chat rooms at the shows, Jenny, I always used to people get used to my typo sneeze because I was all fingers then, you know, it's
Oh,
like a
right, right.
but my handwriting is bad. It's like Ian says it's like a spider going over the page.
I remember that, you know, and there was a sea of also hearts and smileys and a beautiful color of the font. You always came in style, right? In the
Yeah.
chat room.
Yes, it was a case of well, you know, whoops. I hope you can understand my typo sneeze. Achoo, because
Oh,
most people would understand if I typed something wrong or something a bit silly because I'd be typing away and my fingers would just go on a tangent. And I used to get a few laughs about that. But yeah, I
you
laugh at
know,
myself and people laugh at me, which is good.
yeah, no,
Good.
it's something interesting. Shelby in the chat said it's easier to handle energy through messaging rather than
Yes.
voice or in person. I agree with that. She said
Yeah.
so many young people are empathic as well, and I wonder
Yes.
if it is more coping than anything. You know,
Yes.
that is a
Coping.
really good point. It is though,
Yeah.
because I have to really lock myself down energy wise because
Yes.
I kind of swim when I'm in the presence of people. I swim in their energy. It's like a
Yes.
crazy thing.
Yeah.
And if I
what do you mean
text,
you
it's
swim
so
in
much.
their energy?
Um, I'm just in very involved. I can. I how do I explain that? It's just I,
Uh,
Saturated.
yeah,
Jenny,
I get
it's
affected by
Saturated,
it.
Shelby said. I can understand that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you,
and
Shelby.
I can
Jenny,
understand exactly what you mean.
is it
Yes,
like
Brianna.
when I go into certain supermarkets? Not all of them. Some days I can walk in and I can feel okay. Another time, and it's usually at Christmas time when it's really busy, I can go in one and it's like I'm not there. I've probably just gone into the loo. And all these people are walking by me, and I'm picking up on all this energy, but it's like I'm not there. It's like I'm in a different space altogether. That's what I get.
Oh, yeah, I get.
So,
I have gotten that myself, and it's what? Oh, I thought I was hearing something. Never mind. I was hearing
I think
echo
you were. I
somewhere.
think it was coming from Cynthia's
Oh, okay.
camera.
Maybe we can mute her for a minute. So that's interesting. I muted her. There we go. Just so we can concentrate a moment, right? That was like, whoa. But that feeling away, I think it's like you are protecting yourself. You're kind of on
yes,
autopilot. Do you know what I
yes,
mean? Like it's to
very
protect.
automatic.
That's my opinion, and I think that I've done that. And it was before I realized that I was allowing all that stuff.
Yes,
It's easy to do when you are empathic or intuitive or whatever. It's easy to absorb stuff. I mean, I've heard people say, "Oh, I can't even go to the store." I don't really agree with that necessarily, because
No,
there's steps you can take, but if you're not aware, then you there's no steps to take because you don't even know it's happening. And I think that's when we kind of disappear from the present because it's
yes.
too much, right?
Yeah, I
thing
found
is
it difficult
though,
at times a
we
few years ago. I would have to get out of the shop. I'd be
Right.
shopping with Becky or something in a clothes shop. You know, like the busiest times at Christmas, and we'd be in the
Oh,
centre
that's a
store.
lot. Yeah.
And I got so that I was coming over hot and bothered and faint. I used to have to say to my daughter more than once, probably on the third time, "Look, I've got to get out of here," and I had to go outside and get some fresh air.
Hmm.
So I know what that's like, and I think now it's like you said. I don't have to think about it. If
Hmm.
there's a lot of heavy energy going on, it's like automatically I'm protected because I ask for protection in the morning before I go anywhere anyway. And it's like it's autopilot. It's like you said. I don't have to think about it now,
Right.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah. No, but when people are first experiencing this stuff, they don't know. And some of them
It's scary.
mistake it for panic attacks or
Yes,
anxiety or
yes,
whatever. And it's not, a lot of times, it's not even the people, it could be spirit too.
yes,
Many, many mediums have anxiety. And come to find out, that it's actually spirit and they're just not used to that energy,
that's
you
true.
know? Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
very interesting. Oh my God, I'm getting warm. It's Shelby. Shelby. Shelby has this
lovely.
thing when she does her show. She gets very warm, and I'm wondering.
Ooh.
Whoa. Okay.
who's coming into Shelby then? That's not into her, but who's coming close to her? It's normally spirit that comes in close, and as you're going hot and cold, doesn't it? I know the
Oh,
angels
you and I've
do.
got together, Limbs, as well as laughing, big belly laughs, all talk about hot. We were both going like this on our meets. Do you remember when we've
Yeah, we
had
do.
when we've
Yeah,
been so
when
really,
we have
really?
meet ups. Yeah.
Oh,
I'd like
Becca.
to.
Yeah. Sorry, I keep seeing Becca, and I never get to say. But I agree with Becca too.
Oh, would you like to say something to Becca? We've got to close the show in a moment, and before we close the show, I'd like to do a rundown on what's happening in the next 2 months. But Jenny, if you'd like to talk to Becky first before we come to the end of the show, hasn't it gone quick?
Yes, it has. No, I was just gonna answer. I saw her right in the chat, and that she says she carries crystals that keeps her grounded when she goes out, the black onyx and the smoky quartz. That's awesome. A lot of people carry them in their bra or something.
I used to.
A lot of women. But
No,
I
definitely.
think it's also a matter of what you think works too. I think sometimes we have that, which, and you know what, whatever works. But crystals are, oh, I love them too. So that's all I wanted to say is, yeah, I agree.
I think
I
you'll have
agree
to come
too.
back another time, Jenny. just for a general show or for another interview, because we hardly interviewed you at all.
That's okay.
But
I'm
we
kind
covered a
of
lot,
glad.
didn't we?
I'm kind of glad this was. I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. I really enjoyed myself, and it was just a very relaxed, beautiful time here. So thank you again.
Oh,
I
that's
really
lovely,
appreciate it.
that's what we
have some fun, Jenny.
like to do.
Yeah.
Say that again.
I said she'll have to pop over when she's got a minute, got time, again at another show, and we'll have to have some fun. Chill
Yeah,
out.
just come in. We just
just
like to have fun and discuss things, and you know. I would like to give a shout out first.
Cafe's always open, Jenny.
No, and the thing is, it's kind of early for me. I'm more of a night owl, and 11 a.m. my time is super early. So that's why usually, I wouldn't come.
Is it
But
where you are, Jenny?
what's that?
What time is it where you're at?
Well, now it's almost 20 to 1 p.m., which is coming towards the afternoon. But 11 a.m. is when you guys start my time, and it's a little early for the old night owl over here.
We hear that before, but we're very grateful you came on, and grateful that Cynthia and Becky came too. And Angela, it was 2 hours even earlier for Angela Bird, who was in Canada. Anyway, before we just totally thank everybody and say goodbye, I'd like to say what we have coming up next, everybody, for the next few shows. Next Tuesday, I'm putting together a special interview show with a lady called Samantha Jones, who is a friend of mine, and she has started up a charity called Waterside Warriors. Now, Waterside Warriors promote awareness of type 1 diabetes, and she does things, it's a local chat. Right, I'll read what she wrote for me to read to you. Waterside Warriors T1 Diabetes is a local charity to help hospitals and people in the local community fund things to help them manage the condition better, e.g. Equipment, etc., and different things that people with type 1 might need. And the fundraising that she does goes towards the local area of Southampton, Hythe, New Forest area. Anyway, I'm going to interview her to help bring about awareness of type 1 diabetes. And also, I hope that you'll come and listen to this, or you'll listen to it in the archives, because so many people have diabetes, and type 1 is very much affects younger people, children, but it can affect older adults, adults that are like 19, 20, and I've even know of somebody in 30 that was 30 when they got it. But it's generally a younger person, childhood as illness that they get. And anyway, this interview will be on the 19th, Tuesday the 19th, at 7:30 Eastern, 11:30 UK, and Sam is also putting together a fundraising day on July the 1st. So I shall post more about that on Facebook. Anyway, it'd be lovely if you could come to that. Now, on the 5th of July, we have another Kathy's Cafe. And I'm hoping to have a special guest come on, but it's not been confirmed yet. So if this special guest can't make it for any reason, because everybody's busy, then then it'll be me and Rihanna doing readings, and if anybody wants to drop in, please drop in. On the 26th of July, we have Christopher Rayburn coming back for a 1-year anniversary show, as he came on our show on the 27th of July last year, and I accidentally, when I was writing a remark about this show, I actually accidentally put 2018. Well, of course, you know there's no accidents, it's all synchronistic. And Rihanna picked up on it, and Christopher said, well, I'll have to come back then in a year's time. And I said, if we're still going, and we are still going, and he is coming back and looking forward to it, with a 1 year on show that'll be, and that's the 26th of July. And then later on in the year, we will have more guests, and we shall still continue on with Flying with Angels card reading shows and interviews every 3 weeks. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming. And I'll pass you to Rihanna, and then we'll say thank you to Jenny.
Thanks ever so much for coming, everyone. And you know, Jenny, it's been such an absolute pleasure. I hope you can as well as doing the night train, can pop in now and again and come and see us. It would be absolutely such a blessing to have you. It's been great fun, people. And I know there's a lot of people out there that's listening that's more than likely going to come and say hi on our next one, because they'll probably listen to the archives because they couldn't make today. And yes, and we're hoping that we're going to have a guest, but I think we'll have a few guests anyway, or a few people that will phone in. So it's going to be absolutely great. It always is. We have Kathy Bradshaw looking over at the show always, and we've got the wonderful angels here. And be assured it's going to be a fun show. Thanks very much. Blessings to you all. Stay.
I'll just bring you on after I read this, Jenny. It's thank you everyone for joining us here on Flying with Angels. We hope you all receive something to take home with you. Thank you to Jesus, the Masters and Angels for being with us. Love and blessings to you all. Namaste. God bless you. Linz and Rihanna. And I'd also like to thank Jenny very much. Jenny, you've been a marvellous guest. Thank you so much for coming on today.
You guys have been wonderful hosts. Thank you for making me feel at home and feeling comfortable. You know, it's a pleasure, and you guys are just magic, you know? I feel it's such a warm, good feeling, and I'm not, you know, it's just the truth. So thank you for that. And well, maybe we'll do this again one day, okay?
Oh, we would love it when it fits in with you. We always do everything when it fits in with whoever comes on.
Maybe you can write the 2019 for me, like you did with Christopher.
Wow, that might be good, mightn't it? Yeah. Well, that was so funny when that happened, because
I know. That is great.
I wrote 2018, and Rihanna picked up on it.
When's he getting back from Brazil, Linz? I know he's going out there soon.
He's not in Brazil.
He's going to be. He's messaged me. He was going to be in Brazil. I think he flies out next week sometime. Yes.
Christopher?
Yes.
Oh, you know more than I do. I don't know when he gets back, but he better remember he's on the show on the 26th of July.
Yes. Yeah, that's why I asked you. I'm thinking, hang on a minute, mate. I don't know. Angela's gone, isn't she?
Yeah, Angela's gone. Yeah. But he will have it on his diary thingy. If not,
yes.
What do? We put Plan B in action. So Plan B, everybody, is we'll just schedule another date for Christopher to come on.
Yes, that's true.
You know,
that's true.
So there's always Plan B.
It to me the other day in passing, and I'm thinking, oh, he said, darling, I'm going to be in Brazil.
I didn't know that. See? Anyway, to everybody watching the archives, thank you very much. And I ask now, which I haven't done, for your guardian angels to enfold you in their wings with love, and just send you that beautiful loving energy from my heart, Rihanna's heart, Jenny's heart, to you, enfolding you in beautiful love. Namaste. And God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.